Okay. First of all, let me say good afternoon to members of the media. The COVID-19 pandemic has created an unprecedented situation for public health in Bermuda. The BIU supports the measures taken by the government and the efforts of the Premier during this crisis. The BIU is a member of the EMO, and we have voiced our concerns where decisions affect our members or where our members' actions affect the community. We do apologize for what might have seemed as an abrupt stop to service to our members, but we have to consider the health and safety and social distance of our staff, those tenants who have business in the BIU buildings, and the general public. In order to play our part and reduce the risk of spread, the BIU has temporarily closed its doors, recognizing the amount of foot traffic throughout the building daily. This hard decision had to be made, but was not taken lightly. The implications of the impact of the loss of our hotel division is unfortunate for us to report that our staff, as of next week, will be on a reduced schedule. The suspension of unemployment benefits to our members, the suspension of garbage collection pickup last week, and just let me briefly explain that there was a stoppage last week in the garbage collection. And the reason for that, we had a member that came back on March the 15th from New York. He arrived on Sunday, March the 15th, and on Monday, March the 16th, he went to work. He worked on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And on Thursday afternoon, the management team must have said something to him for he to come back to work on Friday. Naturally enough, all the operators one at March Friday were concerned because the brother shared the lunchroom with him, he shared the toilets with him, and naturally enough, they were concerned about their safety. And as a result of that, they decided to take last week off because he had a 14-day period where they felt he should be safe. And as a result of that, they resumed work this morning. I can say that they resumed work this morning. The minister and I both went to the depot this morning to greet the workers, to ask them to go about their daily duties today, and please be safe. The situation concerning the request from the Bermuda Hospital Board to the EMO provide a temporary bus service for hospital workers. Whilst we understand the concerns about our operators, the operators and their safety, I must point out that our members who work at the hospital are directly at risk every day. We also have members in the supermarkets, like cashiers, people who pack the shelves, the BIU service station, and the credit union, are all at risk every day. Can you imagine what would happen if these BIU members, along with the doctors, nurses, police, and residents, decide they are not going to work? People would die. And I don't mean to say that in a demeaning way, but this is very certain. Government must use its powers to ensure sick pay for all workers is not being abused by employers. Business owners are asking workers to utilize vacation time. That to me simply can't be the way how we're going to behave in a situation where we have people who are basically finding themselves in this situation where they're either going to be laid off, they're not going to have any employment, and certainly, the use of sick pay under the Employment Act. I know people are entitled to 8 days. Fortunately or unfortunately, the BIU members don't have that problem because we have accumulated sick time, and we normally have, depending on your years of service, anywhere between 15 to 30 days as annual entitlement. That's as brief as I possibly want to make it. I anticipate you're going to ask me some questions, and that should, get a lot of other details out there that maybe you're looking.
Concerning the bus drivers.
Yes.
I understand that there were some concerns raised among unionized bus workers having been approached and asked to fulfill this duty, this task of escorting the medical staff. Can you expand on that a bit more?
Well, certainly The BIU is, as I said, is a member of the EMO, so when the representative from the hospital make the request of the EMO that it's possible we can get some kind of service to provide for the hospital staff to come to work. They asked maybe about a week and a half ago to see if this service could be provided. Naturally enough, I think the employer reached out to some of the members to see whether or not they were willing to assist, and there are various different reasons as to why the operators were having challenges. Be that as it may, some people are taking care of, seniors, some people are taking care of their children. I understand all those reasons, I got all that. But remember now, the hospital workers also face with the same situation. They've got children, they've got family members to take care of also. So everybody's kind of like in this boat together, so we're trying to work together to make sure that nobody's being disrespected at this point in time, and we're not downplaying the safety precautions that need to be taken. Make sure people have got the gloves, or they've got the hand sanitizer and those things that they need on a daily basis to make sure they keep themselves as safe as they possibly can.
Do you know if any of them have actually among the drivers, any union members or among those who have volunteered to do this?
I want to say that it's my understanding. I saw something from the minister today. He sent me something that yesterday, I think it was about 10 operators they got to provide the service for the hospital. In addition to that, I think they had two regiment, regiment persons also operated the buses. I can tell you that certainly whilst we understand the challenges with the operator driving the bus, my understanding was that the operator was only going to be responsible for driving the vehicle. They weren't going to be responsible for checking any passes. The regiment officer who's going to ride the bus with the operator will be responsible for checking people's ID to make sure they work for the hospital. If they don't work for the hospital, they would not be allowed to get on the bus. And that would be the regiment's total responsibility, not the operator's responsibility.
Do you know how many among the drivers are unionized?
Well, first of all the members that I'm aware of, at least almost 100% of them are unionized members. There may be one or two that pay the charity, but for the most part, 95% of the membership that drive the bus are members of the BIU.
So just for clarity, although we're faced with this, they have these concerns, you've told them that there's others basically in the same predicament.
Absolutely.
And you support this cause.
Well, I support the cause, and whilst I understand their concerns, I think they raise some legitimate concerns, and if they got those legitimate concerns, they naturally need to listen to them. My understanding is how this service was going to be provided is that I think they needed something between about 20 operators per day. So I'm thinking that, if about 80 operators, if 20 have got challenges with, taking care of the children or taking care of a family member, then maybe it's just 60 that's put in the pool. And you have a turn every 3 days. So I go up today, I miss 2 days, then I come back again. And that's ultimately what they were hoping to do to make sure that somebody's not going to be there every day. And that's the way how they were willing to go. I understand the challenges that the operators have, but there are a number of BIU members, as I said a minute ago, that are faced with these similar challenges. And I'd like to think that we're all gonna be able to be a little bit compassionate to what is going on here without disregarding safety.
I have Jasmine Patterson on the line. She wants to know, and she can hear, how many BIU members have lost their jobs as a result of the COVID-19?
Well, nobody has lost their jobs. I think that's not a first thing to say they lost their jobs. Certainly, if this situation ends tomorrow, then I guess as soon as the hotels can get guests come back here, then they would be back employed. So right now, because the hotel is temporarily closed, and that's why I think the government came up with this provision of this unemployment benefit, which will allow people who right now who are unemployed to apply for a benefit, and that benefit goes up as high as $500. I think it's about 60% of your salary, but if you make $1,500, the government will give you $900, and this will give you just $500. So I think that the reason for that is to make sure that people can have some money in their pockets, and that's why they're asking the banks to assist by looking at mortgages. They're asking for them to assist whether they pay interest only for the next 6 months or 12 weeks, how long it's for, or whether or not they can not pay anything at all. And I think the banks have put all these options on the table for people who have mortgages. Certainly, we still got to deal with those people who has to pay rent, and the landlord doesn't have a mortgage. But the landlords that have mortgage, they haven't got another situation. Because if I lost my job and my landlord doesn't have a mortgage, how am I going to be treated as a tenant who, if I don't have a job, how can I pay my tenant his rent? That's a real challenge.
She wants to know if you feel what the government is paying is enough for the members to cover their needs.
Well, I think it would be enough for them to cover the needs, provided that the banks assist by, not having people to pay mortgages at this point in time. If the insurance companies can come to the table and offer employees a lot better rates, if Belgium can reduce their rates for the next 6 months, so that $500 will go a long way, provided that the employee doesn't have all those additional expenses that they normally have at this present time. So if I have a wage right now of $1,000 a week, and after you take all my deductions, I've already got $500 left, and the government's give me $500, then I'm actually not using anything. I'm going to be pretty much right where I need to be as far as the money that I'm going to have to spend on a weekly basis. Now, if you're making $1,500 a week, and you're probably going to come out on the short end of the stick in respect that government's only going to give you $500. But if you're not got rent to pay and mortgage to pay for the next 6 months, that should also help. So that's why I made the point, and I'll make the point again, that I think that the challenge is going to be is if there's individuals who have rent to pay, but the landlord doesn't have a mortgage that they're going to pay, unless they're going to pay the $1,500 or $2,000 a month for rent.
Anything else, Jackie?
Yeah.
Still on the hotel subject,
There was an article.
online last week purporting, claiming that some union members felt sort of left out in the cold, neglected by the union. They felt they wasn't doing anything in response to the mass layoffs in the hotels. How would you respond to that, sir?
Well, I try to tell our members is that, and I think over the years that I've been a member of the BIU from 1971 to date. In 1981, when we had the general strike, I had so many members got a benefit from the BIU in 1981 when we was on strike for 6 years. The general strike started with government workers and hospital workers. And ultimately, the union got involved after that year, and the whole country was shut down for the better part of 3 weeks. I don't think anybody got a benefit from the BIU. I want to make it crystal clear because I'm not sure if members understand that there's no way the BIU will be able to pay a benefit to 3,000 members. Whilst we have hotel members that come in the off season and apply for a benefit in the months of November, December, January, February, and March, and we pay those benefits to them, it's based on the availability of funds. If you had 2,000 members who came on to collect the benefit, where we can get the money to pay them? Remember now, you pay $14.50 a week for dues, but that money takes care of operating costs, it takes care of salaries, it takes care of more things. So when I've got a piggy bank sitting of $20 million that says, well, here you go, you can come on here, and let me give you a couple examples. We have 4 categories for benefits as relates to a member. So you can either get $50 a week, $70 a week, $85 a week, or $120 a week, depending on how long you're going to be on your member. Those benefits go for a 6-week period. Now they could be extended for an express 2 further weeks, but let's just say, for argument's sake, they're looking at this current situation with, and I'll give you a couple examples. If we had 50 hotel workers who were now not working and came for an unemployment benefit, and they were getting $50. For those individuals, those 50 individuals, over a 12-week period, it'd be $30,000 just for those 50 members. So if you move on to the second category, I'm going to stay all with the 12 weeks, basically at 150 members, and this is getting $70 a week. That's another $126,000. Let's go down to $85. This is 200 members, $204,000. Let's come down to the final group. This is 120. We're talking about $432,000. So if you look at them 3, there's 4. That's a total of 700 members. 700 members per week, $66,000 per week. $66 per week. And over a 12-week period, it'll be $792,000 that the BIU will pay out and a benefit to their 700 members. So you can see, it would not be, now if you take that and double that now, because we've got about 1,500 to 1,600 members in this industry, now you got to double this number. So if this number is now doubled, you're talking about $1.6 or $1.7 million in benefits over a 12-week period. The benefit package in the benefit plan for the union was never designed for that. It was never designed for that. It was designed for if a division is on strike, we give them a, back then when the credit unions, we gave them a voucher to go to the credit union and might give them $50 in cash. But it was never designed to support all the BIU members being on the strike. It was never designed for that. And that's why in 1981, the BIU pays back then was $5,000 to $6,000 members a year. And if you don't pay all them benefit, the union wouldn't be able to do that. We wouldn't be able to survive. So it's not like we don't want to do it. I think the reason why the government came up with the position that it came up with, the unemployment, because it felt its obligation as the government to come up with this unemployment benefit. And it was a great deal that the government came up with. Once the members get a benefit from whether you're getting financial assistance or you're getting this unemployment benefit, you can't get two benefits. So you can't get $500 from the government and then come on the union and also get a benefit. That's not the way it works. And I just think that if what the government's come up with, that number is a wasteful number. Could it be taken up a little bit further? I'm not sure. Maybe it could.
You mentioned about layoff months as well. You said November to March.
Yes.
So really, this thing has started during layoff season.
Yeah, but it started during layoff season. But you also got to appreciate that normally during layoff season, the hotels are still operating. So there might be a 30%, there may be a 40% occupancy, but we still got members that's working. So there is a portion of members that's come on and not to get a benefit. The union is able to sustain that and just to tell you quite candidly, so we could pay out anywhere between $40,000 to $50,000 in unemployment benefits over that 5-month period. That's $40,000 to $50,000. I'm talking about $700,000. So whilst the treasurer, when she does her budgets, they don't want the money every year for unemployment benefits, and it's mainly hotel workers because most of the other industries are really laid off. Government employees, telecom employees, dock employees, all those people have guaranteed 52 weeks a year. So very rarely do they come for layoff benefit. The only individuals that come for layoff benefit will be a hotel employee. So the unions be able to sustain that with the understanding that we look at what's been paid in the last 10 years, anywhere between $40,000 to $50,000 in unemployment benefits for hotel members. That's basically what the number has been for the past 10 years on average.
So I guess, would you have, do you know, are there union members that are getting benefits at the moment? Do you have any rough idea of how many folks are getting benefits? Or?
Well, I understand that there's an issue with the unemployment benefit in the U.S. market. I did speak with the minister, Levita Furbert, last week, and my advice to the minister was that you shouldn't allow individuals to complete this application. It's going to be a nightmare for workforce development because now they're going to go to look at 2,000 to 3,000 applications from individuals, as opposed to using an employer as the example. If Fairmont Hamilton Princess has 400 members, they make the application on behalf of 400 members, it's much cleaner. It's on an Excel spreadsheet, they can see exactly what's taking place. So instead of having 3,000 applications, you could probably have maybe 100, because you've got 100 employers now making the application on behalf of the staff. I think it keeps everything clean and it don't allow people to get caught up in all these different questions and a number of other things that need to take place because you find yourself unemployed. That should be your employer's responsibility to make the application to the government. That's my recommendation, and that's what should take place.
So I wanted to check as well. You've got some members who may be foreign on work permits who are going to have to look at finding some way of getting back home if we're looking at this potentially dragging on for months. If 3 months down the line, hotel workers or people just don't want to travel, are you going to have a challenge getting folks back to their home countries?
Well, certainly I believe that the benefit that's being offered is being offered to Bermudians and non-Bermudians.
Yeah.
The unemployment benefit. And certainly my advice to the minister and to the premier was that to make sure that Bermudians make sure Bermudians get the benefit first, My understanding is that they all get the benefit at the same time, because I don't want, because we do have, some members who are not union, I got that, who work in the hotel industry. And if they've been here for a year or 2 years or 3 years and they're paying union dues, they're entitled to a benefit just like any other member. I just didn't want people to get the wrong impression that we're taking care of foreigners before we take care of unions in the respect of paying, in respect to paying unemployment benefit.
So we've heard about hotels. Any particular other industries that you're hearing of from your members that are really hurting right now?
Not yet. What I would say to you is that I think that if you look at the hotel industry itself, the hotel industry, even though it's just an industry, it also, there's a lot of businesses that support the hotel industry. So you're talking about, distributors like maybe a Waterfield and Matters who supply goods to the hotel every day. Is that going to impact them, where they're not supplying them to the hotel with that anymore? And as a result of that, the dog workers now become laid off because they don't have much work for them, or put them on a short work week, like I mentioned for the BIU staff. The mere fact that we made a decision to put our staff on a 3-day work week starting next week is based on the impact of us, losing at least 40% of our dues, which is basically 40% of our income from the hotel industry. It's a big impact. Remember now, we haven't even looked at the impact on how the businesses that rent from us are going to be affected by this. That's also going to have an impact on it. That rental income is also going to impact the BIU and its earned income. It will. Any further questions?
Yes. For those members of the BIU who belong to other countries or citizens of other countries, if this looks like it's going to drag out for a long period of time, would you be in favor of government trying to arrange some sort of relief flight to expatriate them back to their home countries?
Well, certainly, let me say that, and I try to prepare the press conference every evening that the Premier gives, and I know the Premier is doing what he can to bring obedience back there. I would like to think whichever country those individuals are from should do the exact same thing our Premier is doing on behalf of Bermudans. That if they're going to go back home to Jamaica or they're going to go back home to the UK, can the government assist in getting them to come back home? And I think that Bermuda and the government should work together to get that done. Any final questions? Because I need to finish with 2 other things.
I guess are there any events that you would have planned to be holding in the next coming weeks that you just had to pull the plug on, or is it too early days to say?
Well, no events per se. Just that we understand the loss of service to our members. I'm hoping that they understand the reason why we did what we did. And certainly next week we'll be working 3 days a week, but even though we're working 3 days a week, we should be able to provide the service to them that is needed. So I already announced that the union will open next week Monday, with a settlement through until we see it clear to operate. Members can continue to email and call the general line to leave messages for the organizers. The final point that I want to leave you with is that there are so many Bermudians who are not listening to the advice that is being given every day by the Premier of this country, and also the health professionals, because we are so used to doing what we want to do. I heard a couple of nights ago this individual had a 30th birthday party at one of the beaches, I think Horseshoe Bay in particular. And the interesting part about it, instead of them having a party and not expressing, what they're doing, they're on social media. I don't get, I'm not sure, do we have to have 100 people or 50 people die before people really take this serious? Huh? I understand it's your birthday. Your birthday could be celebrated a little further on the road, because right now the country is going through a crisis that is happening all around the world. And we can't take this stuff for granted. Stop taking it for granted. I got the millennials and younger people, because mostly, no disrespect, most of it that's going on is between people who are under the age of 40. No, majority. Are the people over 40 got some issues? Yeah, all got issues. And all I would say in closing is that these decisions are for our own protection. These decisions are for our own protection. Please listen to the advice that's being given to us by the Premier of the country and the health professionals who are trying to do what they can to minimize our risk in this whole COVID-19 situation. If you don't have any further questions, I thank you for coming this afternoon. I know that these are challenging times, but please be safe. If you have any further questions, you can email me, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.